Yo, it's D.Arthur in the building. Speaking to you guys today about women know when you're on semen retention. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you click on that link in the description below and enroll in the high value blueprint. This is an 8 to 16 week intensive coaching program that gets you from lack of motivation to more fulfilled in the next 8 weeks based off doing different things that we can tackle based off your day-to-day life. This is a custom program for you to get you from uninspired, lethargic, complacent shell of yourself to more of a higher value, masculine, best version of yourself. Click on that link below. Now, women know when you're on semen retention / nofap. They know this, or at least they know it subconsciously. The reason this is because of how you're acting. If anybody says anything, if anybody calls BS on this, they have to realize that it is based off how you are acting. I don't care anybody who says it. You act differently when you've been abstaining from PMO, when you've been abstaining from fapping for a good amount of time. You're going to act different, and especially when you're interacting with a woman, it's going to be a different vibe. Because the thing is, we already know this, that women are emotional beings. So if you come across, you're more likely to play to her feelings and emotions when you've been on nofap, when you've been on retention, just because you're actually able to do it. Now, obviously, it does take practice, but it comes naturally to you because you feel the urge in you. This, all I'm saying is, it's called banter. When you've been, on nofap, when you've been on semen retention for a good amount of time, you're going to feel a bit more excited, and now you're going to use this excitement that you have in you to interact with her in a playful way. The bottom line is, guys are, when girls say, oh, I just didn't feel anything with him, I got busy, there's things that came up, they do not feel that emotional connection with you. This is why they pull back. But you have to be able to demonstrate this by being, playful, charismatic, confident, banter, speak to her. There's different phases that you can talk to someone. You can talk to someone logically, but then you can also play with somebody and talk to them in a more playful manner that is uttering something, is talking about something, but it's saying it in a totally different way, if you understand what I'm saying. And the more you're able to do this, come from logical talk to playful talk, go on and off in these phases, the more she's going to be subconsciously more attracted to you. But guys don't do anything. They're logical AF, and there's nothing for the woman to chase and get excited about. This is how you have to look at it. And all I'm saying is, when you've been on nofap, you're able to do this a little bit easier because you have the urge in you to make you want to act like this. If you fapped it, there's no reason for you to act like this because you don't feel it a certain way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because she knows when you're on retention, because one, you're going to be more present. I've had a girl recently tell me, oh wow, you're so present. Presence is the number one thing that is going to happen to you when you go on, nofap retention. You've been working out, you've been meditating. You're going to be more present. And because you're more present, you're going to get more access to things because you're non-needy. You're detached from anything. You're detached. You're displaying a very, high value, capable aura. And she feels this on a subconscious level. She starts to realize that you have things in check. You have things in order. and she starts to feel this. She likes this about you. She realizes not a lot of other guys they don't have any emotional competence. You start to have emotional competence when you've been retaining, when you've been on NoFap, because retaining is intelligence. If you didn't realize this, the spirit of discernment, your intuition, all these things, you're going to have a better decision making process that's better for you. And because of this, you're able to distinguish what you need to do in specific moments to get a specific result. Oh, obviously people think that the shallow-minded people, the unenlightened minds, the 99% are just gonna think, oh, this is BS, because they just don't know. They don't know this. They haven't they haven't meditated. They're not they're not becoming someone who is intuitive, who is in the moment, who is known. You have to realize what I'm saying. People can testify that when you retain, you've been meditating, you've been taking in good foods, good things for yourself. Your sixth sense starts to develop. Your intuition, your discernment, all of those quote unquote spiritual superpowers that you are given starts to develop. And now since they're developing, a lot of the things that you may need help with, even when it comes to dating, when it comes to business, when it comes to self-improvement, these urges, these things are making themselves known, and now you're acting on them. There's some guys who just are very ignorant of this fact, and this is why they're lacking in life. They have no emotional competence. Retaining and meditating helps you with your emotional competence. It helps you with your emotional competence. So, because based off how you're interacting with her, she's going to realize she's going to know something a little bit different about you. She's going to like this. She's going to like this. All of this takes is, testosterone, having, feeling in the mood, and then being able to display these feelings that you have inside of you in more of a charismatic, playful way. The man who does this spikes up her emotions, and now she's more interested in that guy, regardless of how he may even physically look. Because they say, like, looks get the girl and everything. Sure, looks might get your foot in the door, but I have seen it with my own two eyes. Lesser attractive males being with more attractive women. How is this the case if all they tell you is looks, money, and status? How can that possibly be the case that I see? There's usually, sometimes, most of the time, some of the time, I see less attractive males with more attractive women. It has to do something with what the emotions that the man is giving the woman. If they didn't realize, this is what they don't tell you, or what they fail to tell you, because they don't really have an idea about this. They're going to sell you a bag of goods. He's going to sell you a bag of goods. Realize this. There's more to this than what meets the eye. So the bottom line is, when you're on retention, and retention in this scenario is a key word for when you're present. When you're present, when you're feeling good about yourself, when you can banter, when you can playful talk. You can also give her, that masculine indifference, that masculine edge, that masculine energy that you need. You have a combination of all of this, then she's going to be attracted to you. Easy. But they tell you to be a robot. They tell you these things, and go ahead and do that. So she's going to know that you are, and the thing is, I've had times where there was this girl who was saying that, oh, you're so serious all the time. That happens too, and she was still, attracted to you. So it really depends what girl you're interacting with. But the bottom line is, you got to be a man who has a masculine presence. You have to be a man who has masculine presence, and who's able to charismatically carry himself in different ways, in different scenarios. And when you come across this, you're going to become highly attractive. It's called emotional competence, emotional intelligence. This is what you are going to start to have more of when you've been doing good habits, meditating, going on no fap, working out, meditating, having high testosterone, having peak testosterone. You're able to display yourself in charismatic ways at different moments in the interaction to come across as higher value, if that makes sense. So go on nofap, go on retention. Make sure you're displaying these behaviors to women that you're attracted to. Eventually she's going to find out that you're an attractive male based on this. You have to have the full stack. You got to be attractive. You got to have things going for yourself. You got to be able to display charisma. You have to be able to play banter with her. You have to be able to, sexually seduce her. You also have to be able to tell her the things that you like, the things that you don't like, and you also have to be able to have the ability to walk away. You have to have all of these things, and that's when she knows that you're her emotional box. You have the emotion. You're spiking up her emotions in different ways, and now she is attracted to you because of this thing. If you have questions, if that made sense and you have questions, comment down below. Click on that high value blueprint down below. Enroll today. Get coached. The next person who enrolls gets the last free spot and is able to get a full refund after a sent testimonial. So do that. Comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.